We're here on Pacific Avenue at the Killing Sword Tattoo, a brand new addition to Pacific Avenue in downtown Wildwood. These guys are so passionate about what they do, with a lot of experience. They've created a very clean, a very welcoming, very fun, engaging atmosphere. They have a great process. We're gonna meet the owners, Brian and Kevin. These guys are so passionate about what they do, and I can't wait for you to see what they've created inside. Killing Sword Tattoo on Pacific Avenue on the corner of Glenwood and Pacific. You gotta check it out if you're into tattoo or even any kind of art. I love to see this creativity emerge in downtown Wildwood. They're a great addition. Let's go check it out. Here's Brian right here, and there's Kevin at work. We're going to not disturb Kevin at the moment. We're going to talk to Brian here. How you doing, man? It's really nice to meet you guys. Yeah, what brought you to Pacific Avenue? What brought you to Wildwood? Do you have roots here, or just?
Yeah, so I worked in Rio Grande at Rebel Image for like 8 years.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, my uncle Mike Sterio, so he taught me how to tattoo. Kevin and I are best friends. We both learned how to tattoo around the same time. We were friends before we tattooed. Oh. We both learned from Mike. Yeah, we're pretty established down here. Yeah, I'm booked into the fall. Kev as well. So it was a private studio appointment only because I really didn't have the staff. So him and I were working together anyway. It was like, you know what? Let's just make a real shop. Let's open it to the public. And he had an apprentice that he had brought with him. And then shortly after that, a close friend of mine, Nia, one of our other artists that I worked with, she came over. You know, she's local too, where it just kind of made sense.
Great. Yeah, place.
And we're going to offer permanent cosmetics. That's something that's going to be coming in the fall. Wow. And then we're bringing a piercer on too. I mean, actually, check out a piece I'm working on now, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah,
this is it's a work in progress.
Oh sweet, man. Look at that detail. Man, how long does that usually take?
What was that? About 4 or 5 hours, something like that.
That was only 4 or 5. Wow.
Yeah.
So you draw it up first. He comes in with an idea, and you kind of.
Yeah, a lot of what I do is digital now, especially because we focus on more realism. So I have to use realistic references, but you still want to make them one of a kind. So I'll mock it up on their arm. I'm in the process of making one now. So I could probably get it going like 45 minutes to an hour. We start and we're working. So a lot of times, troubleshooting the design, it's easier to do it with the client here. Kind of get an energy going.
Yeah. I'm an artist too, so I know what you mean. You gotta feel that. I like to sit in front of people, and you can almost read their face and see what they're
It's a dance. Yep. I'm inspired, and he's happy. Then we'll make a stencil. And if I'm gonna make a stencil out of this,
point is your style, because you obviously have a distinct style. At what point does that come in? Is it during the process? Or
a lot of the magic happens on the skin.
Yep, I know.
And Kev's process is completely different than mine.
Is it? That's sweet. So you kind of look at your reference and you kind of just work it in.
Yeah.
That's sweet, man.
I do a lot of mine on the computer, like the design of it on the computer.
Right.
Sit down with the client and then bring it to life, because sometimes they don't know what's possible. And they might have an idea and, you might know how to...
Right, make it better.
Yeah. And it's tough to figure it out through text messages or email.
Yeah.
So I like to take some time before the tattoo and really pull their idea out of them.
Do you take a picture of the person, their body part that you're going to be? Yeah.
Yep. Most of the time. Sometimes.
Yeah.
If someone has like a clear arm, you've done
like a blank canvas.
See the tattoo that we did on him earlier.
Yeah. Oh.
And see the way I made it look like it was on his skin, so we can see that it works first.
So you guys have a pretty full schedule. Like, can people get so people know? Like, can they call you and get in your schedule?
Absolutely. And we have 2 quality artists that work for us. So I always recommend, if you want something that I feel confident is in their wheelhouse, skip the wait.
Right.
Come in, get in with them right away. Yeah. But myself, I'm booking. I have like 2 days left in October, and then a week or 2 in November.
Wow.
I don't have a Saturday open until January. So Kevin as well is booked out pretty far.
KevBoSmith.com.
KevBoSmith.com.
Yeah, it's just
typically people that are looking for what I do on my Instagram, which is where people can really find my portfolio. They know that they're coming in for sessions. I have a lot of ongoing projects, full sleeves, backs, things like that. So, they're they're putting down a deposit. I take a 2-hour minimum, and then I charge hourly.
Okay.
So if they're on a budget and they want a large project, that's fine.
Right.
If you got 3 hours, we'll do 3 hours,
yeah.
and then I'll book a PM appointment.
Cool.
It's totally fine. So
right.
work
make
with
it work
people.
for people.
I still want people to have quality work. It's a large
and your
scale
work
project.
on their, representing your business. Now.
Yeah.
So how'd you come up with the name?
It's a chapter from a book called The Book of Five Rings. It's a samurai philosophy book. It's pretty cool. I was actually gifted it by my brother gave it to me, and I was reading through it. And the chapter I opened to it randomly, and it was talking about how the samurai sword would kill, but also make room for life. And Kevin and I came together, and we killed our old things to have a new thing together.
That's beautiful, man. Yeah.
And it's his initials, so it was an easy sell.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. It all came together.
KS, it was easy. But our podcast just so happens.
I was just going to ask you. I saw it,
so that just so happens to be called Cut for Sound, which is like an industry term for when they'll cut for all kinds of reasons. Cut for sound, cut for light. But there was an interesting story that we had discussed on our first episode, and it ended up being Cut for Sound. We named it, but it kind of makes sense because the killing has like a big cut going through it in our logo. So
right.
just kind of synchronicities. It all just kind of came together.
Absolutely. Was you had the podcast going before?
Yeah, we did.
This?
Before we even worked together, we just were friends. We just wanted to have something where we got together every week and talked about dumb stuff.
What do you guys talk about on the podcast?
Conspiracy theories, tattooing,
very cool.
trouble we used to get into. It's just all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
And how can we hear that?
It's on YouTube.
All right. Okay. Cool.
We're on Spotify, Pandora, and Apple Podcasts.
Cut for Sound.
Cut for Sound podcast.
That's cool, man. You created a really fun environment. I saw the ping pong table over there. You guys really got a nice setup here, and I really look forward to you guys growing here.
Thank you.
Cool, man.
Hopefully we keep adding to it. Yeah.